Hello, welcome back. I'm pretty sure I'm on day 17. I looked at the calendar, today's the 18th, but I think I'm running a bit late. So let's go through and see if I've got 17 things for today. I think I have. I've just collected stuff up and I haven't really counted it. And I'm going to go through it because I've had a couple of comments on my previous video from people. That was my Max, I don't know whether you saw him, people saying that they quite like it when I go through and explain what I'm getting rid of and why I'm getting rid of it. So the first item is this plate, which is obviously a Christmas plate. Well, I say obviously, the more the merrier, it says on it. I don't know why, for some strange reason I bought one of these and I don't particularly, I won't say I don't like it, but it doesn't fit in at Christmas in our house. So my daughter has several of these and I'm going to give it to her. So that's quite an easy one to get rid of. Can these be counted? I've got a packet of tumble dryer sheets and I don't use a tumble dryer. I don't own one. I bought these because when I was sending stuff that I've sold on Vinted, I was thinking if I stick a little tumble dryer sheet in, when they arrive, they'll smell nice, because often if they've been wrapped in a plastic bag, they can get there and smell a bit fusty. Anyway, what's left, I'm going to give to my daughter because she has a tumble dryer. So I think they count. I have this is bunting. Now, across the bunting, it says the word engaged, which was obviously used for my other daughter and her fiance when they got engaged. They're now married. And I kept it because I've got, 3 children and I thought maybe we'll have another engagement coming up, but they're not hugely expensive. I know that it's the sort of thing that if you put it in a charity shop, it will sell. I could put it on Vinted and it would, not Vinted, Olio, and it would probably be collected. So although I don't advocate buying new stuff all the time, the minimalist in me wants to get rid of it. And if we have another engagement party, maybe we could make some. My sister-in-law is very good at making bunting. She does it all the time. What have we got? 1, 2, 3. Oh, what else have I got? A ball of wool. I got into crocheting for a while and I did a lot of crocheting. I did get rid of a lot of the wool because I haven't crocheted for a long time. And so I realised I'm probably not going to do this again. But I've got a lot of little squares that need sewing together or crocheting together to make, not necessarily a blanket, but to make something. And so I kept this ball of wool thinking I'd use it for that purpose, but I'm not going to get around to doing it. I've kept the squares for now, but they'll probably end up going eventually. So that's number 4. These are stencils. I don't know whether you can see. I don't even know what they came with. They're Christmas stencils on that side and they've got the alphabet on this side. They're just going to go to charity. 5. See if I can keep count. Oh, got this lovely butter dish. You're probably not surprised to know that I use butter from a packet rather than out of a plastic tub. And we have a lovely butter dish that we bought for that purpose. And I came across this one in a charity shop and I loved it because it's kind of a little bit sort of retro, I think. It reminded me of the sort of butter dishes we had when I was a child. It's glass, it's got a little cow on there if you can see it. And I also thought it'd be handy to have 2 butter dishes because when one's in the wash, you've got another one. But actually, no. It's just taking up space in the house, really, isn't it? We can manage. We always managed before we had 2, and we can manage again if we go back down to 1. So that's another thing that's going. You do not need duplicates of things, not usually, unless you've got a massive family. I understand some people will say, yes, I do. I've got an apron. This is a little, just goes around your waist kind of apron. And I was reluctant to get rid of this because my daughter put a pocket on it for me. Because when I was at work, I didn't have pockets. My trousers and my t-shirt, which was like the uniform, didn't have pockets, but I wanted to carry things, especially during COVID time, when you wanted to have, I'd have like mask in there and I'd have some wipes in there and that sort of thing. And it was really handy to have some pockets basically. So I have got the apron just for the pockets. But my last couple of years at work, I didn't wear it at all. And I'm not going to wear it at home. I can't see any reason why I would. I have pockets now, and I also, if I'm out and about, have a handbag. So that can go to someone else. But I think it's just the fact that my daughter sewed this pocket on with this cute fabric that made me not want to get rid of it. She won't mind. And yet another canvas bag. Got so many canvas bags. What's happened in this country, I think, was when the bag tax was introduced, a lot of shops started selling sort of bags like this, kind of want to say canvas, calico, whatever you want to call the fabric, as a more eco-friendly option, because often the bags for life, or the ones that you paid more money for, which were meant to last you much, much longer than your little 5p bag, they were still plastic. So a lot of shops got into the habit of doing this. This is from Tiger. You see the little label there. And so I have got quite a few of these, not necessarily that I bought myself. I don't know how they've come into my life. Some places I had one, the last lot of stuff I got rid of, I had one from Hotel Chocolat. I also have got one from Lucy and Yak. They kind of send you them when you put an order in. Not always, but sometimes. So I do have quite a few. I've also got one which has got our local town's name on it. And that was a freebie that I must have been shopping one day and they gave me a bag. And part of being a minimalist and being a zero waster is learning to say no to the freebies, because you don't need them. Someone else can have them. So anyway, yet another. I think I must have got rid of at least 4. This is probably the 5th shopping bag since I started this challenge, because you just don't need this many. What else have we got here? And another one. This is the one from our town, given to our town. And I won't show the full bag because it's got the name of the town on. And I suppose I want to keep that secret. I don't know why. You might find me and hunt me down. It's got the name of our town on, and down here it's got little town council logo. This is the one that was given to me free, and I'm gonna get rid of that as well. I like them because they are this nice fabric, this nice cottony type. But I do have some that I paid for, which are really nice, and obviously I'd rather keep those ones. What else do I have? 3 reusable menstrual pads. Am I going into too much information is what I'm thinking here. But I had a look the other day. This is something I didn't previously do. I've literally only just done it. Was downloaded. You get this app called, I think it's YouTube Studio, something like that. And I never had it before. I downloaded it because I was looking into how I could edit videos and become a little bit more professional, I guess. And it tells you all the analytics, stuff I didn't know before. And so what I did find out when I had a look at it the other day was 100% of my followers, I think it said, were female, and the majority of them were older. So if you're a young man watching this, I'm really sorry, this might be too much information for you, but I have reusable menstrual towels, not because I need them for the menstrual. I'm going through the menopause, I don't have periods anymore, and so I have them for mild bladder leakage. But these 3 I do not like. Sorry about that information I'm sharing with you, but I think it's something we need to talk about. You know, I watch other older people on YouTube, you know, people over 50, and I always wonder to myself, I wonder if they have bladder leakage, or is it just me? Do I just have, you know, because it's a slightly embarrassing problem, but the more you talk about it, the more you realise that a lot of women, a lot of women over 50 do suffer from this problem. Anyway, these 3, I just don't like them. They're at the bottom of my pile and I never go for them. And sometimes I've got through all of them, and these are the last 3, and I still don't really want to use them. So they're going. Might put them on Olio because they're a kind of thing that somebody needs to know what they're getting. Does that make sense? I think if they were in a charity shop, someone might be picking them up thinking, what are these for? What are these? I don't know. I suppose it's quite self-explanatory what they are. I've completely lost count, and I'm counting them as 3 items. I'm sorry, but as it gets harder, they have to be counted as 3 items. Let's have a quick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is one of those makeup bags that opens up flat, and you pull at the strings. It's brand new. Opens up flat like that, and then when you pull this string, it makes into a kind of bag, and the idea is that you can lay it out and you can see all your makeup instead of rooting around. I don't use lots of makeup. I didn't buy it for that reason. I bought it because I thought it would be an idea to have bricks in for my grandson when he's around, sort of building bricks, and we could use it for the same reason, because my mother-in-law had one of these over 50 years ago for my husband, and she'd made it herself. It was just a big circle of fabric, and she'd obviously put a hem round it and a string in it, and she put all the Lego on it. And she said that when they were playing with the Lego, she said you can make as much mess as you like, but keep it on the mat. And then when they'd finished playing with the Lego, she just pulled the strings and the bag closed up and all the Lego was contained. Brilliant. And obviously someone else knew that idea and has taken it to a makeup bag level, I guess. So, but I thought, oh, that would be good for his little bricks, you know, because he does have some little bricks which he enjoys playing with. But no, I don't really use it for that reason. His bricks are in another little bag and I don't need this. So that's going. I've lost count again. I'm sorry, I've lost count again. What were we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. I've got a nice colouring book. This is gorgeous. And somebody bought me this as a present for my birthday. It's a beautiful colouring book, but I don't do colouring. I must have had this. Look at that. I must have had this 3 birthdays ago. And as I look through it and see how beautiful these pictures are, I'm very tempted to keep it. But I think I have started colouring one picture in here. I'm having a look to see if I can find it. There you go. That's as far as I've got with the colouring. So I feel as if it needs to go. But I'm still very tempted to keep it. But, you know, as you're trying to find all the things, what did I say I was up to? 13? 13. I've got a string of lights here. Look like little Chinese lanterns. They're really lovely. And I love these colours. But I don't use this kind of thing. I'm going to offer those to my daughter. 14. What do we need to get up to? Something like 17. Right, this is interesting. I'm going to share with you one of my zero waste hacks. Is hacks the right word? Appears to be a pair of socks. I've got 2 socks. It is not a pair. They are different, right? I'm not getting rid of them because they're different. I'm getting rid of them because they've both got a hole in. But I've kept the counterparts which don't have a hole in and put them together as a pair because they don't have holes in. And, you know, you can actually buy odd socks. So I remember at one time odd socks were the fashion and everybody wore odd socks. I don't care. These look close enough anyway. In the winter when I'm wearing socks, I'm usually wearing boots, so you can't see them anyway. And in the summer, I don't wear socks at all. So, but yes, this one got a hole in the other day. And this one had a hole in from a while ago. And so I'm putting them together to make a pair and counting them as one item. But their little friends are now a new pair. They've done a wife swap. So they're going in the bin. Was that 13? Oh, my battery's 14. I think we're up to 14. If we're not, I might keep something, you know, if we've gone over, I might keep something back for tomorrow. I've got a little dinosaur. I was very tempted to keep this because I thought my grandson, when he gets older, might like dinosaurs. But at the moment, he's still a baby. I bought these for work when I worked with children. The boys really were into dinosaurs. And so I would bury these I would make like a bit like plaster of Paris, and I would bury them, and then they loved to do a little kind of archaeological dig. I'd give them sticks and things to dig the dinosaurs out, and I started doing that because the children were digging the garden up, and my boss got annoyed that the garden at the preschool was being ruined. So that's that's left over from, and it's very tempting to keep it, thinking I'll do that for my grandson when he's older, but we're talking a few years down the line, and I think I've said in a previous video, I'd like to think we'll have moved out of this house by then because it's too big for us. So that's 15, is it? And then I've got a little clip, just one. It says Jojo Mam on Baby on it, so it's obviously a pushchair clip. And there is just one of them. You're supposed to have 2, really. I don't know why I've got 1. I don't need it. I'm going to get rid of it. I think that is 16. I've got a couple of things here, and when I've counted up at the end, I'll make sure it's definitely 16, and some that might be left over will come tomorrow in 17. We need 17 today. We're 17 today. And I've completely lost count anyway. I have, again, this came from work. This is like a little fidget toy. I love this. When I'm doing it, I love it. When the kids at work were doing it, it drove me blooming mad. And I would like say, oh, give me that fidget toy. Good hand workout. I suppose that would be good to help keep your hands strong. You see, I talk myself into keeping things. I think to myself, oh, you know, this would help with building dexterity in the hands to help with, you know, writing and other tasks, because children do need to build up the muscles in their hands. I just had it as a fidget toy. But also, it's not just them. It's as we get older ourselves, we start to lose. I tried to open a jar the other day, and gosh, it took me ages to open it. So I'm talking myself into keeping it, thinking, oh, I can exercise my hand with that. But I won't. It will just lie around the house like it has been doing since I gave up work. Okay, it's going. And like I say, I've completely forgotten what number we're up to. But I will I will make sure it's the right number, 17, and then you might see some of these again for 18. I've got a little candle in a bag. This is one of those things that's really hard to get rid of because this was given to me at a funeral. I think the purple might be significant, and it had a little card with it, which I have kept, which said that, you know, light the candle and think of this person. I don't use candles, and when I do, I only use soy wax, and this is a paraffin wax candle. I've got loads of these little mesh bags, and when I fish them all out, they'll probably be going into this challenge. So it needs to go, but it is difficult when something is from a funeral and it's to help us remember that person. But I'm not going to light the candle to remember the person. I've kept the little card or tag that was with it, and every time I pick up that tag, which will be every time I have a little sort out or a dejunk, I will then remember that person. So there we go. And one last thing, which I can't remember whether I've counted before. I'll have to go back and check. If not, I'll be counting it next time. Yet another bag. Yet another bag. But I'm pretty sure I managed to get to 17 with all that stuff. And because this video's over 15 minutes long, I might just upload it on its own rather than doing 3 or 4 days in a row. See, it takes a lot longer when you go through everything, but I appreciate some of you like to know what's going through my mind, and I appreciate that when other people do that, because, you know, like I said, some of these things I look at them and think, oh, I want to keep that. Actually, I think I'm going to keep that. These, for example, I absolutely love these. I want to call them fairy lights, which is what they are, but they've just got these little Chinese lanterns on them. Absolutely love them. I have never strung them up and used them. Possibly strung them up in a gazebo when we had a party, a garden party, once. So my daughter has a beautiful, beautiful house, and she does have like bunting and things like that up, and I know that she'll use them. And if she doesn't, she can get rid of them. I don't mind that at all. And I'll offer her them first. I won't just say, here you go, these are for you, because she might be thinking I've got enough of my own crap, thank you very much. But I shall offer them to her. Somebody will love them, but I really want to keep them. And it's stupid, isn't it? Why do I want to keep something that I know I have not used and will not use? And it's that kind of, I'm keeping them just in case. And the problem in this house, with it being far too big for us, is the fact that I've got space to keep all this stuff. I've got room for it, which is silly. So anyway, we're now knocking on to 18 minutes long. So I've got to say goodbye and probably upload this video on its own. And I think I'll put in the title how many items it was and what day we're on, because I've got incredibly confused. You've probably got incredibly confused, and I've completely lost count. Thank you for watching. See you soon.